Dear students, today I am going to explain from Civics Chapter 2, Federalism. First of all, we will recall some points from the first lesson, power sharing. In the first lesson, you have learned about power sharing in modern democracies. Power sharing means all the major segments of the society are provided with a permanent share of power in the governance of the country. That is, a political arrangement in which power is shared between different organs of the government, different levels of government, different social groups or different parties. We can very well say that the power sharing is a mechanism in practice where people are included in the decision making and political action. Now, let us see how people are included in the decision making. This is through federal system of government. So, what is federalism? Federalism is a system of government in which the power is divided between a central authority and various constituent units in a country. So, federation has two divisions mainly. That is, it has two or more levels of government, or we can say that government at the center for the entire country and government at the state level or the provinces. These various levels of government enjoy their power independent of the other. So, we can say that different countries have different system of government. Now, look at the world map and identify few countries having federal political system. It is an easy method to learn different countries' names with relating to the continents. For example, let us take North America. In North America, how many federal countries are there? Many other. Let us take few examples. That is USA, Canada, Mexico. Identify this in the map. In South America, we have Brazil, Argentina. In Africa, Nigeria, Ethiopia, South Africa. In Europe, there is Germany, Belgium, Switzerland, Spain, Austria. In Asia, we have India. We know that. In Asia, there is India, Pakistan, Malaysia, and another continent, Australia. We know that Australia is a federal system. So, in the first lesson, you have learned that Belgium also has federal system of government. What is the difference between the federal system of government in Belgium and in India? There is some difference. Both are having federal system of government, but there is some difference. What is that? In India, government shares its powers to state governments and local governments. In Belgium, government shares its powers to state governments as well as the community governments. It was in 1993 that the power was shared from the central government to the other state governments and community governments. Now, before we learn the features of federal government, you should know there is a contrast between the unitary government and the federal system of government. Under unitary system of government, which is also common in various parts of the world, that is, either there is only one level of government or sub-units are subordinate to the central government. Okay, now under federal system, which we are following in India, there is a central government and which shares its powers to state governments and the constituent units, that is local governments in India. Central government cannot give orders to state government in a federal system, and state government has its own powers, but it is not like that in unitary system. There is no sharing of power from the central government to the state governments. Okay. Now, let us learn the main important features of federalism. First, an important feature of federalism is that there are two or more levels of government in such a country, which is following the federal system of government. Each levels of government governs citizens under different jurisdiction, different area. Okay. The jurisdiction or area of each tier of government, that is each division of government, are well defined in the constitution. Now let us take. There may be many decision making problems. For example, fundamental provisions that cannot be changed unilaterally by one level of government. Then how changes are possible? Any change which has to be made to be first passed by both the houses of parliament with at least 2/3 majority. Then it has to be ratified, that is the agreement to be signed very well by the legislators of at least half of the total states in the country. Okay, now next feature is the importance of judiciary in the system. That is, courts have the power to interpret the constitution and the power of different levels of government. In case any dispute happens, then who will take the decision? That is the High Courts and the Supreme Court of India. Right. Now, there is another feature is different levels of government have the power to raise resources by levying taxes to carry out responsibilities. If an area to be governed properly, there should be resources. These resources are shared from the state government to the local governments in India. That is, they have to find their own resources and the revenue to run the part of government there. Now, federal system has very important two objectives. Why this federal system is in the country? Because this will safeguard and promote unity of the country. That is, there will be social harmony if the decision making power is given to the people as a whole by taking the representatives from them. Right. Another important objective is to accommodate regional diversity. That is, India, as we know, it's a diverse nation. That is, it has got diverse languages, it has got diverse culture. So all this, to put into a harmony, a balance, there should be a federal system which will help the decision making for each and every part of the country, make it possible. Now, formation of the federal system in countries all over the world, there is a historical context. It is not all of a sudden happen. There is a process in that. There is a historical context in every formation. There are two methods of the formation. There are two routes. They are coming together federation and holding together federation. First case is there are the coming together federation. So in this, independent states comes together to form government so that they can increase security. For example, the case of USA, Switzerland, Australia, they are having coming together federation. Various countries coming together to form one unit. Okay. Another formation route is the holding together federation. This is practiced in India. As you all know, in this large country which divides its power to national government and various state governments. But central government has more power. For example, India, Spain, Belgium. Okay, now let us take the case of India. After the independence, several princely states became the part of the country. And so, Constitution of India declared India as Union of States. That is, holding all the states together. We follow holding together federation. Dear students, in this part of lesson, you have learned what is federalism, difference between unitary government and federal government, comparison between two federal systems of government, that is in India and Belgium, important features of federalism, and also to identify in the world map various countries that follow federal system of government. Thank you.